Let's talk about marriage. It's just one word, right? But wow, does it pack a punch? It carries this incredible weight of history, tradition, all these expectations, and just so much emotion. It's a huge part of our culture, but how often do we actually truly stop and think about what it's all for? And that brings us to the big question we're digging into today. I mean, why do we really get married? Let's forget about the cliche answers, what we're supposed to say. What is the deep down fundamental reason people decide to do this? Let's figure it out. All right, so to get to the core of this, we've got to peel back a few layers. First, we're going to look at all the common reasons, the ones everyone gives. And then we'll get into the more complicated pressures that might be bubbling up just underneath the surface. On the surface, the reasons seem pretty simple, don't they? If you ask anyone, they're going to say, well, it's for love or for companionship. And if they're being really honest, maybe they'll admit it's also just for social acceptance. It's kind of just what you do. But here's where it starts to get a little bit more interesting. We have to ask ourselves a pretty tough question. Are these reasons actually ours? Or are we just responding to this quiet, constant pressure from society telling us what a successful life is supposed to look like? In other words, is it about a genuine connection, or is it more about conformity? And this question leads us right into the central conflict of this whole idea. Is a marriage a private partnership between two people, or has it turned into a kind of public stage? The source material we're looking at uses this really powerful metaphor, marriage as a performance. It suggests that a lot of the time, we're not just living our lives. We're on a stage, acting for an audience of our family, our friends, the whole world, really. And we're constantly trying to prove things, proving we're loyal, proving we're stable, proving that we've made it. And you can see the difference so clearly when you put them side by side. A performance is all about keeping up appearances, right? Wearing masks, trying to meet everyone else's expectations. But a real partnership, well, that's about embracing total honesty, facing the hard stuff together, and always seeking out the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. So what happens if we step off that stage? If we walk away from the audience and the spotlights? What's left when it's just two people? Well, it seems to boil down to a few really fundamental human needs. First and foremost, trust. If you strip away all the cultural stuff, the ceremonies, the expectations, you are left with the need for trust. It is the absolute bedrock. Without it, nothing else can be built. And building right on top of that is respect. And look, we're not just talking about being polite to each other. This is about a deep, genuine admiration for the other person as a whole individual, for their thoughts, their feelings, for their entire way of being. And finally, there's understanding. This is the active, ongoing effort to truly see the world through your partner's eyes. So you have trust, respect, and understanding. These are the pillars. You can have a great performance without them, for sure, but you absolutely cannot have a real partnership. The source material brings up this really fascinating quote from a reader that says, "We must keep a gap between ethics and sex." Now, the key idea here is that word gap. That gap represents a space for reflection. It's a moment to pause and decide if our actions are coming from a place of wisdom or if they're just coming from pure impulse. And the second quote really hammers that point home. It says that all the external things, the rules, the laws, the pressure from society, they can't be the glue that holds a relationship together. Ultimately, it's our own internal responsibility, our self-discipline, that gives a partnership its real strength and beauty. It has to come from the inside. So, where does all this thinking lead us? Well, it leads to a pretty liberating conclusion. We get to redefine the purpose of marriage for ourselves. It doesn't have to be about tradition or what other people think. It can serve a much, much deeper purpose in our lives. So here it is. The true purpose of marriage, as this idea suggests, isn't about satisfying society. It's not even about escaping loneliness. It is about consciously and actively creating a safe space, a sanctuary, really, where love, respect, and true personal growth can absolutely flourish for both people. And this is the final, most powerful takeaway. When a marriage is built on that solid foundation of truth, on trust, respect, and understanding, it stops being a cage made of expectations. It completely transforms. It becomes a path toward a profound kind of freedom, the freedom to be your most authentic self. And with that, the conversation really just begins. Because this question isn't just some theory, it's deeply personal. So I'll leave you with this. What do you believe is the real purpose of marriage? It's a question that can take us beyond just tradition
and into the very heart of what it means to connect.